Hello there, and welcome back to Mars. I've had a nice cold shower, and now I'm ready to rock. I've been running around all evening and drilling up a bunch of ore. As you can see, we have some more ice, some more silicone, some more copper. Silicon. I'm going to keep calling it silicone. It's just going to happen. We're just going to accept it, okay? I'm digging up some silver now to make electrum, because if I make electrum, then I can make the better hand drill, and if I have the better hand drill, then getting the ores required for the other projects will be that much simpler, right? I'm actually going to grab an additional chunks of silver here. I want to make like a ton of electrum. We don't need much of it now. We will need quite a bit of it later. But the more advanced sort of power generation stuff, like the larger wind turbines and things, you need electrum. And it's a bit of a pain if you don't have it. Okay, so what we're actually going to do here... we could do it one of two ways. Either we top up on silver. Actually, is silver used for anything else? Hold on, let me check the wiki real quick. Buy silver. It's going on a little bit of an adventure there by itself. Now, the only thing that silver is used for is so it turns out the only thing that silver is used for is in fact electrum. So I don't really care too much. So I just want to find a little bit of gold, so that we have 2 stacks of gold and 2 stacks of silver. Because right now I got 46 gold, 50 silver, and 50 gold, 50 silver, which isn't quite going to cut it. Now, we could always just smelt it separately, you know, for now, or split them and do an impartial smelt, but I think it's easier just to find 3 pieces of gold somewhere. It's gotta be somewhere, right? Okay, well, there's the mother lode of copper over there, but somehow still no gold. Ah, there we go, there's a little bit. Just nice to get these things done. One big old chunk, you know? Come on, come on. I saw the trigger. Give me another piece. That would be 49, which would be hilariously, ironically, tragic. Oh, no, of course there's none. Okay, I still need one more piece of gold, kids. Alright, before we worry about smelting, though, because we can't actually do it at night, I think let's do a quick top-up on our food and drink. We are, of course, now producing our own water. As you can see, the base is 18 degrees Celsius. It was 4 degrees, I think, when we left off yesterday. Those road flares kind of heated everything up, and then the water in these bottles finally reached ambient temperature at 12.9 degrees C. They're actually still colder than the room, so they still have a cooling effect, which is great. So the tool we want to make is this one right here. We want to make the mining drill. Oh, I don't think we can yet. Oh, yeah. I think we need level 2 of this mod bench, and in order to get that, we need to get level 2 on this bench. Okay, so this is the process for today. Organized base is our current goal. Not anymore. We're upgrading tools. So first things first, we're going to need the electronic printer mod. For that, we need electrum, constantine, and solder. We have electrum, we have solder, or we're about to get electrum, we have solder. We need constantine, though. That's a mixture of iron and it's an iron and nickel? No, that's invar. It's copper and nickel, I think we need. Okay, so I'm going to go outside. Oh, first things, I keep saying first things first. Let's go ahead and print out a couple more lockers. I want to put 2 outside. Who's got my iron? You got my iron? You got my iron? No, someone here has my iron. And we're also out of gold, basically, I do notice. Someone here has iron. Presumably. Ew. There we go. Okay. Maybe this table wasn't the best spot for that, but whatever. We'll make it work. Throw that in there, and then I just want 2 lockers, and we'll get it sorted. Let's also get a better battery going. Swap that out. These things last forever. And suit battery, give me a fresh one. Okay, we're going to stick the locker just next to this vent. Right there should be fine. And that's just going to hold some of our ores. We can't put our ices in here, unfortunately, as those will actually melt, just like as if they're outside the belt. I will keep that partial stack of copper. And much to my dismay, I will keep the partial stack of gold. No, I won't. I'll offload it. Okay, cool. So if we can find one more piece of gold, we can finish that up. And I'm going to head out and get us a absolute mountain of copper and nickel. Nickel is going to be tough. We're going to have to get fairly creative with the searching for it. I'm going to pick a direction. Let's go like perpendicular to the thing, so 360, pretty much dead north. And we're just going to run straight. Alright, some minor success with the mining later. We haven't unfortunately found all the nickel we need. We only found 9. We need like 100, so we've still got a long way to go on that front. But we can make ourselves some electrum. I'm actually going to make a double batch. I think it's a good idea. So electrum is kind of an easy one. The real trigger is the pressure. it has to be between 0.8 and 2.4 megapascals. Like, this is actually technically already over the limit, and it has to be 600 degrees. So we're going to be making use of this pump quite a bit. So we're going to want to vacuum this bad boy completely dry, and then we're going to pretty much... We're going to have to stoke it very gently. Like, normally I put like 6 and 3. No, this time we're going to put like 2 and 1. Just to try and keep the pressure as low as possible. And then because we can sort of just vacuum it out and put a little bit more in, and vacuum it out and put a little bit more in. Just kind of stoke the fire until we get it just right. And completely honestly, adding all these ores will actually cool it down quite a bit too, which will help. Okay, so that's basically empty. In fact, if we just wait another second or two, it will be vacuum. Kind of crazy how it slows down, sort of like a real vacuum pump, right? And there we go. Okay, cool. I'm assuming it's because it's pulling out like a percentage per chance. That's a good way to simulate that. Okay, so we're going to want to start things off with our usual 1-2 double volatiles. And a pump. This thing isn't pumping anymore, right? No. And then give me an oxide in there. Okay, lovely. And we have ignition. Okay, so our temperature is way too high, but the pressure is a good place. So what we're going to want to do now is actually add in those... And the reason, by the way, the reason our temperature drops so quickly is because this pipe is the same network, which means that it is, like, significantly more surface area to exchange heat with. We do want to insulate this pipe pretty soon, I think. Okay, so we can actually make electrum at this point. So what I'm going to do is pull the trigger. I'm very surprised that worked. By my calculations, it shouldn't have, but you know what? I'll take it. Let's try and do another one while we're in range. Oh no, because we're in range. Yeah, it's about to cool down too much, though. Oh, this is going to be close. I think we're going to go over pressure. Yeah, we've over-pressurized it, so now it won't work. So if we just turn this on for a second, turn it off, and pull the plug. And we did a double dose of electrum. Look at that shiny gold texture. Lovely. Okay, cool. So I'm going to go ahead and stash these away. Over here for now, and as the sun, let's quickly go in before the sun comes up, and I'm going to go, because once it's daytime, we're going to have to go mining again. So electrum is done. Now we need constantine and we need invar. They're both pretty much the same. Constantine is made with copper and iron, and invar is made with, copper and nickel, and invar is made with iron and nickel. They just have very sort of difficult temperature ranges that we're going to have to reach. So that's going to be the real challenge here. Okay, I just wanted to stack it, and we can put that in the alloy bin. Very nice. Now we might as well do a food and water top up while we're here, though, huh? A little bit of a snack. We are actually starting to run down on food, and listen to this glorious sound, people. Oh yeah, doesn't that make you just want to visit the bathroom? So we're going to close up, and let's head out. We've got some big boy mining to do today. Oh my god, it's the mother lode. Look at that. Hell yes, the base is just over there. Should have just come over this rise. Oh, baby. That's the nickel we needed to see. Okay, I'm actually going to grab all of this, because we won't need all that much constantine and invar right now, but it is an absolute nightmare to make. So if we can do, like, multiple batches at once, that saves a lot of time. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but my approach to alloys is the less is more. And you know what? Honestly, more... I'm wrong. I'm lying. Less is less. More is more. More is better. More is more good. This game fries your brain if you couldn't tell. God, I'm speaking... What words is English me? Okay. Talk about a mega haul. Time to go try on all of these bad boys on camera. And the sun's just about to set too. How's that for timing, huh? So we have a double batch of invar and a double batch of constantine. This is going to be real cool. So now I am using the Stationeers wiki to work out my various ratios and whatnot. So if you'll see me looking over to my your left, my right, quite frequently, and that's just me checking the various requirements. So while we wait for this furnace to get pumped dry, let's talk them over real quick, right? So we're going to want to first make constantine and then make invar. And the reason for that is that constantine has a pressure range from 20 megapascals to 100, whereas invar is from 18 to 20. So basically we're going to want to overpressurize the furnace so that it makes... hold on, maybe I want to be smart about this. Yeah. Stop that for a second, just keep a tiny bit of pressure. So we're going to want to overpressurize the furnace so that it makes constantine right away, and then we'll just sort of let it slowly cool down and settle a little bit until it's in the range for invar, and then we can pull the trigger on that too. That's the hope, anyway. Okay, so our pressure's very low, but we should still be able to do the good and just put this in here. It is... it was processing. I think it's too cold. Okay, I didn't actually know that it would do it like that. That's quite cool. Alright, so we are actually going to have to stoke this bad boy. Turns out, I was trying to be sneaky. It wouldn't allow it. So we're actually going to want 15 volatiles and 15 oxides. I'm just going to do a split half there. And it'll always put in your right hand for some reason. I don't know why. So there's 12. Hold on. I need to be smarter about this. So let's put these 12 in there. And then give me a 1, 2, 3. Okay, cool. So that's going to be hot as shit for the moment. Pressure's still too low to do a lot of stuff, but what we can do now is start feeding in our goods. The reason the pressure is lower than it would have been otherwise is because of this extra pipe here. We are going to have to account for that and probably add in more and more reactants. Sooner rather than later too, because with the amount of non-combustibles in there, as the combustion continues, it's only going to get worse. Okay, so that's going to make us 150 grams of copper. Oh shit, hold on, actually I put too much copper in there. I didn't realize it was already 50 grams. Okay, I guess we're making a triple batch of constantine and a single batch of invar. It is what it is. We'll make it work. Okay, cool. So that will produce invar when it is in the right temperature. So that needs to be over 20 kilopascals. So we need to stoke that furnace a little bit more. So give me another 5 of these. Just back up a bit because it's a bit hot. Back up a whole bit. And give me... I don't need 15. I need 5. There we go. Okay, constantine has been produced. Let's grab it. And now let's try and make the invar as well. So we're going to stick that in the top. That will produce iron. So it says. And that will produce nickel. Oh shit, I dropped it out the bottom. That's on me. Okay, that's fine. Well, we smelted some iron, sure. Okay, cool. So now we are it's too pressurized, but the temperature's fine. So now we're going to want to pull out some gas to drop the pressure while hopefully maintaining the temperature above 1.2 kilokelvin. That is the minimum threshold. So we should be able to get close here. What we could do, I suppose, is split some iron. Split in half again. Split 3. And we could actually technically make 56 invar here, which I'm fine with doing. Okay, we are within, and boom, we have invar. Okay. Look at that, people. A bit of a weird collection, and we made way too much constantine. We didn't need that much. But I am now going to go ahead and just smelt up all this other crap I've got. Because why not? Drop it out the bottom. There we go, get a bit more iron. Do a bit of gold. Pop out there, lovely, lovely. And I suppose we can actually there's a whole bunch of stuff to smelt in here too. Like all this silicon. That can get all smelted up. We're going to need a lot of glass and plastic fairly soon. But that's pretty big, so we now have 2 of the most difficult alloys to make. We don't have enough invar. That was a bit of a challenge. But as you can see, as long as you've got one of these pumps, you can kind of finagle it. And this gets easier with practice, guys. Don't worry. I mean, like, you're not going to be doing this on your first try, or maybe you will. I mean, you know, I'm pretty slow when it comes to learning these sort of things in games, so it took me a while. But I'm sure someone else could do it much faster than I could. I'm going to smelt up all of this copper, because we're going to need a whole bunch where we're going. And where we're going is to the moon! You can actually make rockets and go to other planets in this game. Maybe that could be an end goal for the series, but I was kind of just hoping to sort of get to self-sufficiency as a point of chillaxing. How are we doing for temperature? We're still fine. We are still Fine. Oh, look at that batch of copper, dude. That is so much. And then we'll do some iron at the end, too. Very nice. Let's just toke all that up. 300 copper, one go. You'll love to see it. It doesn't really have any other alloying use except for constantine, so I'm fine with doing that. And then last one, let's just throw in the iron. And honestly, I'm just going to combo these because it will last. One thing we are still, like, categorically short on is gold. We're going to have to grab us some more of that fairly shortly. Okay, that furnace is piping hot. I don't think there's anything else I have to smelt, though. I do need to top up my volatiles and oxides, though. They're done. They're kaput. They have ceased to be. They are X-ores at this point. Okay, I'm just going to stack the iron in here. Yeah, there we go. It's all stacked up. What are we missing? What are we missing, boys? I just know there's iron somewhere. Yeah, there we go. It's always hiding. Okay, I'm going to put everything in here for the moment. Just to, happy combo meal our various ores and stacks. Give me all the silicon. Just put it all in there. The steel we don't need to combo. Okay, so what are we going to need to make this mod printer? We need steel, electrum, constantine, and solder. Okay, turns out we do need to put that in there. There is our solder. There's our electrum. There's our solder. And then we just need the constantine, which is this one. Boom. Okay, very nice. So that's going to print up the mod. So the mod is kind of like an attachment we put on top of this printer, which will unlock even more recipes for us to use, which is really, really useful. Let's just do that so it only prints one. Okay, cool. And let's go ahead and we can actually run around with our helmet off, I think. Start breathing the base's air rather than our own. And where's my food? Give me a little snacky snack. Very nice. Okay, so time to update our goals. We have successfully created alloys, so now we want to upgrade our tools. And this is just going to make all the future jobs just so much easier. And by tools, I'm including the workbenches. I think we'll probably print all of the various upgrade modules. But I think the way it works is you do the electroprint upgrade module first and then the others. I've never actually bothered doing it. This is the first time. I really like the early game in Stationeers, so whenever I play, I typically just kind of, I like to build the starter base and then keep it from there. So this is going to be a learning curve for all of us. Maybe it's time we finally took a look at our network. Let's pop out the old tablet here and have a look at what's going on. So on the production side of things, 0. That makes sense. It's not, we're only solar and there's no sun. On the output side of things, we are currently drawing 1.26 kilowatts, and apparently with a potential draw of 3.34 megawatts of power? That seems a little ridiculous. I don't think we can pull that much. But right now, yeah, we're using 100 watts, and that's just machines idling, turning that off, and we're down to 0. 100 watts just to idle. This thing idles at 140 for all these machines. What is this thing? Probably 100? That was 50 of it. Wow, so the doors are 45 apiece. Okay, good to know. And that's what the network analyzer is used for. You can use that to just sort of read sort of signal information on your various networks. Okay, but anyway, we have our mod. I do want to put the atmospheric one back in because I use that far more often. There we go. Make sure. Yeah, what's the base looking like? Got any pollutants? We good. Lots of nitrogen now, though. 21%. If we invert those oxygen and nitrogen numbers, we're actually fairly close to Earth atmosphere. Way too much CO2, though. Way too much. Okay, so our mod. How do I install you? I see. I need the welding torch in my hand. That's the first time the in-game wiki has ever been useful to me, I think. There we go. And now it's got a computer screen. How fun. Oh, it spiked the temperature in the base there. Oh, right, because I'm not wearing my helmet. Probably should close that in future. Avoid some eye damage. Okay, so now it takes a second to turn on, but we can see we have a whole bunch of new recipes. So I want to make the mod to improve our tool printer first. And let's go. Okay, very cool. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Pause that. I want you to dump a bunch of the stuff in here that we don't actually need. It doesn't need to be in there, because we can start doing other things while this is all happening. So it needs the steel. Doesn't need these. These basic ones we can use. We can start working on some other projects around the base while this is printing, because these are slow. Okay, so that wanted constantine. What is it? Steel, electrum, constantine, and solder. Solder and constantine. Yeah, we got way too much constantine. Okay, cool. Make that. Thank you very much. So that's going to make the tool mod printer, the mod tool printer, and that's going to allow us to build the arc welder that we wanted. Right. We can actually make the arc welder right now. Invar and solder. Okay, we'll print that as soon as this one's done, because then we are officially gas independent. We can print even if we run out of fuel. We can weld, sorry, even if we run out of fuel, which is, you pretty much soft lock yourself if you run out of fuel, which is why I'm kind of pushing towards this so quickly. Alright, anyway, now we've got a bit of time, what do we want to do next? I kind of want to work on protecting our solar panels next, I think. That's going to be my primary goal. I'm a little worried about storms damaging them further. So the way we're going to want to do that is with kit walls. We currently have 7. Let's go do a little bit of counting. Let's see how many we're going to need. We'll need a door to get in. The power... Oh, Jesus!
Oxygen critical.
Oh, God! Oh, nope. Press the wrong button twice. Okay. We're going to have to flush that time. Alright. So, we almost died. Oh, the warning's coming through. Okay, so I went out without my helmet on, by the way, if you're wondering what happened there. So we'll stick the door right here. So we'll need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's say 10. Plus another 10 on this side, so that's 20. Plus 10 on top, that's 30. Plus 1 to cap it off. So we'll say 31 wall kits, plus a door. And that will get us a fully enclosed housing there. And we can add a few more steel frames onto the end. Okay, very cool. So let's start off with the wall kits. We'll print them all up. We'll add the solar panels and everything else afterwards. We should build the solar panels in now before we seal it off, because it's going to be really hard to get in otherwise. And we don't have to worry about pulling a vacuum in there or anything like that. That's really not that important at the moment. Okay, let's weld this thing up. And the reason I just did that is we will continue the modding in a second. I first want to grab the invar, the steel. Where do the steel be, though? Steel? There he is. Late to the party as always. We need electrum and solder. Electrum, solder. Now we're running out of solder. That's going to be the next big jump. Yeah, we want the arc welder for sure. And you can make me... Where's the search bar on this thing? There. You can make me a battery nuclear? Inconel and astraloy. That's a bit far away. I don't think I've ever made astraloy. You can make me a large battery. Gold, copper, steel. Thank you very much. Drop that on the floor for now. We're going to need that steel back. Thank you. Gold and copper. And print. And this large battery is going to do... It's going to do a whole lot of work for us. So for now, we can just stick the big one in the back there. And I'm actually going to print up 2 large batteries. And I'll tell you why in a second. I want the other one to run the other mining tool. What am I shy on? Oh, I'm out of gold. It finally happened. Okay, cool. Guess we're not doing it that way. So bring up my tool belt. And we're going to stick this thing in there. And this thing is kind of just going to sit here like the bomb it is for now. Okay, lovely. Next up. We are going to continue printing upgrade modules. So give me all of these again. And give me the next mod. I think the next mod we're going to go for is the auto lathe and then the pipe bender. Okay, cool. So that's going to do its thing. That battery's charging. We now have a welder with a nice fancy battery. Oh yes, and we can sort out our filters. That is in need of doing. Could you give me a filter? And we're going to want carbon dioxide. And then what we'll do is these damaged ones we'll store over here because we can't get the iron out of them later. And we could sell them for a couple bucks to a trader, because traders are kind of stupid and they'll buy anything. Oh, I just remembered I wanted to print myself a better drill. So let's look up Mining drill Mark II. We don't really need the other tools. We could do all the tools, but I think we'll just do the ones we already need. So iron, copper, and electrum. Electrum's currently busy, so as soon as that's popped out, we will print out one of these bad boys right there. This thing is like, it's like night and day how much faster it is. It's kind of insane. Also, let's get ourselves a fully charged battery for a change. How does that sound? Since we've got all that gorgeous solar power just pouring down upon us. Okay, you pop that open. Let's test out our new welder. Boom! Look how quick that is, man. Oh, it's insane. Okay, so many items these days. We needed copper and iron. It's in here now. Oh, it's all just everywhere. And we needed one more. Which one? Electrum. There we go. Upgraded mining belt. Or upgraded tool, rather. Put all these back. Oh. Very... Did I make 2 of these? Ah, shit, I just made 2 of these. Okay, I didn't mean to. That's on me. Alright, let's swap this bad boy out. I do want to make a larger battery for it. We'll get to that in a second. Okay, there we go. Much better. And we put the old tool away over there. I guess we've got a spare now, if we need one. Don't know why we would. That's, I didn't realize they would print that quickly, I'll be honest with you. Okay, last things last, we're going to print the hydraulic pipe bender mod. Very nice. Okay, cool. That's the last one printed up. Very nice. Let's go ahead and slap on the final countdown here. There we go. Welding torch. And look at that. With what took us, maybe 30 minutes? And we have an entirely upgraded suite of tools. Now, we could upgrade some of the other things here, like the angle grinder and the drill. It does technically make things faster, but like, by minutia, guys. It's really not worth your time or the resources, to be honest. But oh my, clipped that through the window. But the mining tools and all these other things, that's and the welder. The welder's a big one, because we are now completely independent of the. Hold on, let me just. Can I? I don't remember. Can I click through this? No, it doesn't work like that. We gotta do it like this. There we go. But we're now completely independent of having to like build a gas mixing setup and a fuel storage silo and all the terrifying things that come with that. And instead we can just kind of do our thing. We still have plenty of volume remaining in here. How are we for goods? Oh, and another big thing is if we weld in here now, we don't produce any gas whatsoever, just heat. Which is, I mean, I'll take it, right? So we're going to explore all of our new toys in the next episode. Right now, actually, one thing we can look at in the meantime, before we end for the evening, is whether or not we can make ourselves a new suit. Because I would like a better backpack. Stellite and Astraloy. Okay, no, that's way outside. That's hard suit. Just a bit of toughness. Nope. Hardened helmets. Nope. Okay, I'm sensing the theme here. We could make a better tool belt. Oh, you know what we could make is a better mining belt. That would be nice. Yeah, steel and constantine. Okay, you got the constantine in you? Yes, you do. Spit it out, you mug it. There we go. Let's put these away so we don't lose them. And the steel goes in, of course. We close this up. There we go. And we're going to give ourselves a better mining belt. That gives us many more mining slots as well. We can also run around with extra belts in our inventory to kind of help us, you know, extra storage, as it were. Takes up 1 slot, takes, what, how many ores? 7? Okay, so let's swap this out. So the new one, there we go, gives you an extra row, extra 5 ores can be carried. Okay, well, let's just drop all of this, and let's move our tools down. And our ices. There we go. Okay, and I'm going to put this mining belt away for the moment with the other tools, but we might end up using that. I might mine up like a ton of oxides and volatiles, and then just keep this belt in the ore storage. In fact, why don't we actually take that outside? Okay, this time remembering to close our helmet, of course, before we leave, and cycle to the exterior. Let's stick that right over there, and have a look. This furnace is still cooking. That's crazy. I'm actually going to pump that out. Let's completely devoid that of gas, because it's going to get very heavy. Alright guys, well unfortunately, as much fun as this has been, that is all we have time for today. A little bit of a shorter episode. My dinner just arrived. I'm going to go with that. So let's go ahead and close up shop. One thing we can do, of course, before we we end the episode is swap our battery. Always good practice just to keep that going. And I think we can swap those filters so the used one gets used first. Anyway, guys, I've been largely unemployed. I remain largely unemployed. In fact, it's a whole deal. And I will be seeing you all in the next one after we go out and do yet more mining. Thank you very much for watching. Cheers.